Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. How's it going, everybody? What's up, Jamie?
Hey, hey,
Hey.
hey, what's up with you?
Oh, I don't know. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Like, I haven't ever done this before. Miss a week and forget how to do everything.
As long as you've got your shoes and your glasses.
Got my shoes and my glasses, and I was stepping on piss camps down by the pier. Oh, man. So how's everybody else doing on this weird Wednesday evening?
It's
Now,
weird.
technically, it's Thursday morning now, as it's 12:09 a.m. But it's still Wednesday where you might be.
It's Wednesday for me.
Yep. All day.
All day.
Oh, yeah. I got out and did some fishing the last couple of mornings. Bright and early. Actually, it was before it was even bright and early. It was like super early.
Like before the butt crack?
Pretty much, yeah. I got a kind of a late start yesterday. But, yeah. This morning, not so much. I woke up like really early and I was like, not today. I was tired. I was tired all day. I didn't get much sleep the last 2 nights. So,
Because the full moon?
no, just because I went to bed really late and got up really early and only got like 3 hours of sleep for 2 nights in a row. So,
Oh, there you go. That'll do it too.
yep. Yeah, I was telling you about my phone experience yesterday. That was a hoot.
Yeah, what do you want to call it?
Yeah. Decided I was going to make a little video, while I was out there. A few people have asked me to make fishing videos again, and I'm like, yeah, my slack ass needs to do that. So I had my phone
I like
propped
the carnivore ones.
Yeah, been doing those. Been had my phone propped up on my fishing cart, had it all kind of rigged up there. Didn't have, my phone stand like I should have, a little clamp on thing. And yeah, I was down the beach, got a couple of poles set out, and I looked, and a wave came up, hit my surf cart. My phone fell off the cart and got sucked out to sea. That was when Fat Kid was running down the beach, diving in the water, looking for a cell phone for probably a good, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. And lo and behold, I found it.
How deep was it?
I don't know how deep it went.
Waterproof in like so many feet. Like, I'm curious. Like,
I mean, it drops off. It wasn't like over my head, but there was waves like breaking right on the shore, and it was, like chest deep or so right off the shore, and I'd pretty much given up. And
that's deep.
Coming back out of the water, and I see it like wash up the beach. It was kind of an incline, and I saw it kind of wash up, and so I ran my fat ass up there and tackled it, and thought I missed it again. I almost missed it. But I got
Before it sucks back.
Yeah. And lo and behold, it was still recording.
Did you get video of the whole thing? Of like the water?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta show me that. Can you see you grabbing it?
Apparently it was face down. So you don't see a whole lot. Yeah, you hear all this
dirty water gurgle.
Yeah.
God damn it, Rob.
You see it kind of rolling around, and
that's
then
a good testament to the quality.
Yeah, you see me come up out of the water with it. I turned it around to face me.
Were you just like, oh yeah?
Yep.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was that'll get your
heart started.
Yeah, a little adrenaline pump. It's only a cell phone, but it is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's like freaking over $1,000. So yeah, I was kind of shitting my pants a little bit.
Just a wee.
I was thinking, well, I do have insurance on this one. Guess I'm going to test out that theory. But no, got it. And, yeah, it works good. I had to take the screensaver off, and because it had like sand under it. It got hammered pretty good, but yeah, it still looks brand new. Doesn't have a scratch on it. Yeah, still works.
Were they saying TikTok? Did you drop it in rice? Did you soak it in rice?
It's got I downloaded this little thing, like on my Apple Watch. It has a water removal thing, and you got to download it for your phone, but it plays like a real like sub-low tone.
Like a rhythm to like vibrate the water out?
Yeah.
No way.
Yep. So I played that. And
so it gently like hums the water out?
Yeah, it gets it out of your speakers and stuff. And so yeah, I don't know. Seems to be working fine.
Holy shit. See, and I'm thinking I don't even back. If you're like me, I cut the cloud on everything.
Yeah.
Not even the free shit you want to give me. Nope. I don't even have I've turned on my iPhone. I haven't synced it in a long time. I'd be so like if I lost my phone, it'd be kind of a little more than like a monetary pain in the ass. It's like my due diligence,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
I need to back up my phone.
I'm like, it was recording. My phone was open. Like, is it going to stay open? How long is it going to record? Is somebody going to find it and get all my information? And yeah, I was having a panic attack. I'm like, I got to get going and like erase my phone, from my computer. I don't even know if I could do that. Supposedly I can, but yeah, crisis avoided. And yeah, Zerion, I still am paying for it. Although my phone payment isn't a whole lot. It's only like $4 or $5 a month. Cause
was it through your phone plan, like your internet, or?
Yeah,
I mean,
I got
cellular.
yeah, it's through my cell phone plan company or what, T-Mobile.
That's what I
And
was thinking about with T-Mobile to get a new phone.
yeah, I mean they gave me $800 trade in on my old phone. So, over 2 years I pay for the service and I got the 55 and over magenta plan, $45 for
I
unlimited.
still have the 11 from COVID.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's what I traded in, and they gave me $800 on the 14. And
I've got the max memory.
yeah, yeah, I only had 256 or no, I didn't even have that. I don't think. What do you
But
have?
you had the third camera, right? Like I had the more memory, but you had the third camera, I thought.
Hmm. Maybe I did have a 13 or 12. It was a 12.
Well, yeah, because then you gave, I thought, Darcy the 11. Because all of a sudden you had an upgraded phone one day. I'm like, what? Where did you just
Yeah.
get that? Like 6 or 8 months later. And
Yeah.
you're like, I gave it to Darcy because you ended up getting the new one.
Yeah. Yeah. We traded her 11, and that's what I traded in. And I gave her my 12 or whatever it is, 13, 12, something like that. I think it's a 12.
We both had the same phone at the same time for a minute.
Yeah.
Mine's
Yeah.
256 gigs.
Yeah. Mine was whatever, 112 or whatever it was, 128.
220, 229 and a half used of 256.
Uh,
It would take me forever because like they don't let me just go on iTunes anymore for a long time and be able to move my pictures off like I used to be able to.
yeah.
So I have to use like the little scan disc, and you can only move like so many however many gigs this is worth, like at a time, and then transfer it to the computer, and then transfer it to a passport.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a little external hard drive that's 2 terabytes, and it's like the size of a credit card. It's tiny
For your phone?
for my computer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
my
it's like the size of a
passport's really
credit card,
big.
and it's like quarter, not even a quarter inch thick, but it's a 2 terabyte hard drive.
I think mine are a terabyte each, and they're about like this big, a little fatter.
Yeah.
Those are good to have.
Yeah.
Take it right off your computer. So much stuff I've saved, like especially like over the last 4 years, to where I'll like just pop it off, hide it on my passport. Especially stuff that was like just disappearing out of my Apple pictures. Like, come
Yeah.
on now. Like I know I didn't delete that. You keep on taking it off.
Yeah.
And it's disappearing out of my Facebook, Messenger and everywhere else. Like, I know you guys are scrubbing shit.
Yeah.
So whatever they were scrubbing, I was saving.
Yeah. I got to just take a good day and go through my hard drive and my phone, for that matter, and like especially my hard drive, and organize it, because I got just tons of shit in there, like all kinds of crap, stuff I've saved, pictures that I've probably got doubles or triples of, and could probably get.
You could do that in a day?
No, probably not, but
That would take weeks. Mine's like a clusterfuck of organized mess. Like eventually I might come across it.
yeah, and just regular pictures. I've got a bunch of different folders, but my main folder, I've got 8,132 pictures in that. That's just on my phone, not including the however many I have on the computer. Ridiculousness. Yeah, Azariana. I was, I was gonna like when I had the 12. I was like, what do I need a better phone for? And I was interested in it because a better camera or whatever, because that's what I use instead of a video camera now. I just use my phone. But I was like, hell no, I ain't paying $1,200 for a phone. And then they were like, oh, we'll give you this deal. We'll give you $800 on a trade in, because I was going to give my old phone to my brother. But then I was like, sorry, bro. They're giving me $800 on a trade in, so I'm getting a new phone. And I'll have
For that, I would trade it in, but like I still have my 6 even that I still can use as a backup for certain things like checking. But they're so outdated, you can't anymore.
I don't
But
even
I
know.
would turn it in.
Yeah, I don't even know what this one is. It's a tiny one, and I don't know. It's like a SE or something. I found it in the drawer the other day, and because I had an old 6. Well, I had a couple of phones. I found an 11 that I gave to my brother, and then I had a 6 that I was using. I was just playing music and stuff with it. And instead of wearing out the battery every day on my regular phone, I just used that out in the workshop, and hooked it to my Bluetooth speaker.
Like an iPod or something.
Yeah. But then I gave that phone to Sam because she broke hers. So then I was like digging in the drawer the other day, and I found this, and I'm like, God, how old is this thing? Wonder if it still works. And hooked it up. Works fine.
I still have a brand new iPod that I was going to move all this stuff onto, and I just never did.
Yeah.
Because my files got messed up. I had like 20,000 songs like from torrent files and things and all that, but the whole library got screwed up. I got mad, and now it's a pain in the ass to filter it all through iTunes to get it on there.
Yeah.
But it's like a brand new iPod.
Is it one of the little stick-like ones, or is it the old?
No, it's a touch screen, almost like an iPhone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I still even have my old one that has the circle on it.
Yep.
And I have like a little tiny one. It's so ridiculous.
Ridiculousness. Yeah, I caught a ton of fish yesterday and the day before. But none of them were worth keeping. I was fishing in the kiddie pool. They was all little tiny fishes.
Like the stock pond or the bait pond.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to fish.
Yeah, it was good. Other than I ordered these kind of lycra shirts. I ordered a couple long sleeve with like a hoodie, so I wouldn't get so toe up by the sun. And brand new shirt. I caught a catfish, brought it in and grabbed it, and it may have been the hook that stuck me. I'm trying to get the hook out of the fish, and next thing I know, my belly's like bleeding. I got
stuck.
Oh, that was the first time, and yeah, that was day before yesterday. Brand new shirt. It's all covered in blood. I'm like, geez, I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. So then yesterday, after the phone debacle, I got it. back up there, and I'm going down there to check my lines and stuff. I could bring another catfish in. The damn thing's only like this big. It's like, and I'm like trying to be all careful, because you pick them up from the bottom and, you put their sticker fins, like you hold them where they can't get you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought. The little bastard stuck me in the finger, and good God, man, just barely got me. Like, it wasn't bad. It just poked my finger, and my finger was bleeding a little bit, and I was squeezing it,
It's kind of worse when they're small, though.
Man, the son of a bitch was like throbbing. It was hurting like big time on the way home. Like, damn. Just thinking like Steve Irwin, got stuck in the chest by that stingray barb. That must have hurt like a son of a bitch. Not that they're like poisonous, but they have, that just algae and funk and stuff on them. Plus, just like the catfish, they got barbs on them, so they go in easy, but they pull out kind of rough. They got a bad pull-out game.
That thing hit him in the heart, and he just got jolt.
Yeah. Yeah, my finger, man, felt like somebody had like hit me with a hammer. Yeah, it was like cross between a blowtorch and finish it off with a hammer. Like I smashed my finger, and I got the old black fingernail. And that didn't hurt near as bad as getting poked by this damn catfish.
It's amazing defense mechanism.
Yeah. I'd rather hit my finger with a hammer than get stuck by another catfish.
What do you think's worse? Like a urchin or a catfish or a catfish?
They're both pretty damn gnarly. I've had both of them.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Like I stepped on pencil ones in Hawaii.
Yeah. It was funny. We were.
Like the red ones with all the.
Yep. Little round red ball with all the spikes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were in Hawaii. We were in the Bahamas. My brother was down there for the first time, and we were paddling out. And you got to paddle like over the reef, and you walk out a ways. And he's like, dude, are there urchins out here? And I'm like, oh yeah, there's urchins everywhere out here, man. And he was like, and he pulled his foot up. He was wearing wet booties, but he pulled his foot up, and there's an urchin stuck to his foot. He reached, snatched that thing off his foot, jumped on his board, and paddled like somebody had lit his ass on fire with kerosene. I was laughing so hard. I'm like rolling around in the shore break laughing, and I look up, and he's like already out past the break, like looking back. I was like, holy shit. I've never seen anybody paddle so fast in my whole life. I was still rolling inside. Yeah.
I just got the funniest cartoon image of it too. Like when someone lights their ass on fire and they run in the water, like, oh, and like the smoke's coming off.
Yeah. 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 If these were freshwater catfish, I would have stacked up. But yeah, they were just old slimy, funky saltwater catfish. But yeah, I usually have a rag or something, but I'm just like grabbing them and hooking them and unhooking them and throwing them back. I caught a few days back last week. I was down there and I caught a couple of sharks, and there's one of them that was about maybe 3 feet, and brought him in. It was a fun fight, whatever. And I'm like, oh great, a damn shark, and they're cool to look at, and brought him in, and I walked over there and picked him up, and I'm like getting the hook out, and there was a younger couple there, and the guy's like, holy shit, is that a shark? And I'm like, yeah.
A sand shark?
You just like picked it up, man. You just like picked it up. I'm like, yeah, as long as I don't put my finger in his mouth, he's not going to hurt me. You know, sharks are easy to pick up because they're not all slimy. They got like a little sandpaper
Yeah, you
finish on
grab
them.
'em by the tail or the dorsal and everything.
Yeah, they're easy to pick up. He was
And the
freaking
belly.
out. You're a
Was
badass,
it a
man. You
sand
just grabbed that shark like it was nothing. I was like, okay, yeah. Badass,
or was
crazy
it
redneck.
a reef or a sand shark?
It was like a sandbar shark. Little, um, I caught a couple that day. One of them was a sharp nose, I think. Caught a sharp nose, a black tip, and I don't know what this last one was. Somebody told me it was a sandbar shark. I don't know. Sand shark, I guess, is what they meant.
So I was picturing was the black tip. Those ones have do they still have the little the sandpaper teeth or like more of the jaggedy sandpaper teeth?
All these had
Those ones
teeth.
could be more of a bite.
Yeah, all the ones I caught had teeth, like
Yeah.
sharp ass teeth. One of them, you know, I'm like, I use circle hooks, so they usually stay just like right in the corner of the fish's mouth, so they don't like swallow them and all that. But one, it was in there, and I'm using my little fish pliers, you know, to like pull it out, and that little turd like chomped down on it and gave it like the pit bull bite and would not let go.
Oh,
Like, come on,
poor
dude, I'm trying to
thing.
help you out. I'm trying to help you out here. Yeah, he had the death grip on those pliers. He's like, I'm biting your ass. Stick your finger in here. He was
And
pissed.
that's what made me not be able to fish anymore, unless like I'm fishing for like food. But like no, like I stopped fishing for fun.
Yeah, I'm a fishing junkie.
Like
But
I am a good fisher. I'm good, but I just feel bad.
yeah, you
I
know,
used to love it though. I really did. I used to love the hell out of it.
I was driving by the other day. I was out in the country, drove by, and I was looking over in the cow pasture, and I was like, look at all those steaks. And, you know, and then I'm feeling bad. I'm like, oh, man, it's a cow. Oh, I'd eat it, though. But I feel bad. Oh, but it sure looks, but I feel bad. I'm like mixed, you know. But when it comes down to it, I ate a nice steak tonight, and it was damn good.
I just would be like, well, like I love fighting like sturgeon fishing, like sturgeon derbies, things like that, where you're like fighting these huge, massive fish. But then it's like, dude, but they don't want to fight. Like I want to, I want to do it. They're not looking for,
Yeah,
this and that. And then to where you wear it out so much, like you're basically taking everything out of it to be able to finally, pull it in.
yeah.
And I just regurgitate it and put it back. I just start feeling shit. I'm like, now you got a pierced open lip, and it's like that was fun for me. And even though you're not dead, it's like I just started feeling like messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't fish for the fun. I don't like sport fishing. I
This
like
dude last term is everything.
I like fishing to fill my freezer with fresh fish.
Yeah.
Redfish, trout, flounder, sheephead. Anything that's good and edible. Whiting. Black tit black tit sharks are good. Black tip sharks are pretty good. I've eaten those before.
If you cook it right. Yeah, redfish is good stuff.
Shark. Land shark. All right. I guess your article is up first. Oh, this is trippy.
Because I've known about the sand, because we talked about that. Go down the rod and kind of leave that pattern. It'll turn into like glass in the
Yeah.
sand in a similar pattern. I was going to pull up I actually even looked this up just to make sure this was real. What makes me think just all the things that have that pattern, like rivers and like your lungs and electricity.
That dude right there got freaking toasted. That's kind of cool, though. I mean, people would pay a lot of money for like a brand tattooed looking thing like that. And he got it for free. Probably didn't have a good time, but
for a war scar, that's
Yeah.
sick.
yeah, it is. Oh man, how did you get that cool brand scar tattoo? Oh, it's easy. You just get hit by lightning.
You just gotta get struck in the right spot.
Only takes a second.
Do you think that meaty spot is like where the big jolt actually hit him and then it fried around it?
I don't know, man. That's
Like that
gnarly.
big hole right there? Yeah. Do you think that's like the point that it zzz, and then the heat just melted his skin away?
Maybe. Or right there. Yeah, who knows? That's wicked.
Oh, and that's the grass. They show kind of like the sand thing I was talking about. Lightning hit and it
Yeah.
has a pattern. But
Like,
when it does it in the sand, because sand is glass, it'll fuse the glass together like that. And people go out there and they can actually find it. And there's a name, we talked about it on here before. There's a name for that glass that's been fused together by lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyhow, being struck by lightning can cause organ damage, amnesia, broken bones, or even death. And I thought about you when I saw this. I thought, I wonder if Rob has some sort of a birthmark or a scar somewhere that almost looks like a little tree branch somewhere.
Yeah. This one really like brings back memories right here.
Which one?
The one in the grass
Yeah.
circle.
Life-changing injuries, and some are left with unique markings covering their skin. The fern-like patterns known as Lichtenberg Lichtenberg figures occur when an electricity surge causes blood vessels to burst. Oh. In most cases, the marks are not permanent and can even disappear in just a couple of days. So it's like getting a henna tattoo. The chance of getting struck by lightning is pretty slim in the UK, although different sources vary on exactly how rare it is. One Devil's Handbook probability principle suggests the likelihood is 300,000 to 1, while the BMJ proclaim it's closer to 10 million to 1. Either way, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents states that the 30-60 people are struck by lightning each year in Britain, and on average, 3, which is 5 to 10% of these strikes, are fatal. They also say that 80% of lightning victims are male. That's interesting. On August 8, 2 13-year-old boys miraculously survived being struck by lightning while walking through a park in El Mirage, Arizona. The lightning hit Javier Tapia's hip and exited his body through his foot, leaving him with Lichtenberg figures in both places. His friend Hosea Weidman was not so lucky, suffering a concussion and a fractured skull from the incident. First, I didn't feel anything, but after I was able to get control of my arms, after they were helping me, that's just when everything started burning, Javier said. Javier. He added, I got struck. I didn't feel myself fall down. It felt like I was floating, but I was still able to hear everything. Lichtenberg figures are named after German physicist George Christoph Lichtenberg, who originally discovered and studied the tree-like shapes made by electrical charges. The branching pattern occurs when a high voltage passes through or along the surface of insulating materials. A single lightning bolt is made up of several 100 million volts. While the Met Office reports that they travel at a speed of 270,000 miles per hour. They can also reach a temperature of 30,000 degrees Celsius, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
Gee.
Pretty crazy. Has anybody here? I've told you guys about my almost walking in a lightning. But I still think that was a DEW. Has anybody here been close to being struck by lightning? Or been with somebody when they're struck by lightning?
I got something when I was a wee little kid. Sam texted me there. That was like, I don't know, a week or two ago. She was freaking out because she was out back smoking and lightning hit the tree like right next to her porch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was she like, what if Nora was out there?
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
Yeah, I've been out on the beach when it's been like I got stuck in a wicked thunderstorm out there one time. It's like lay all my fishing poles down. Don't want nothing sticking up in the air right now. Been out in my boat in a couple of wicked ones too.
Oh, hell.
But you got those people that have been struck by lightning like more than once. And it's like, what's up with these people? That's somebody, you just don't want to hang around with if it's storming or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear thunder, man. I got to go. See you later.
Because obviously they have the luck on their side, so the odds are going to definitely probably not be in my favor.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I'll get sick at hand fried. Oh, wow. Oh, that's what I heard. If you're at the beach or out in the open, and all of a sudden you start feeling your little hairs start to just stand up,
Yep.
that's an indication to GTFO, and lightning's about to strike.
Yep.
I just learned that a few weeks back, which is funny because that happened the day they did that on May 8th when they did. We had the Aurora.
Yeah.
And then, HARP did their thing. All of a sudden, everyone's like, my hair's standing up. Because they do all the ion and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm like, wait, your hair. And I just learned like the lightning thing. I'm like, wait, there's no storm though. Why is your hair standing up? It's weird.
Yeah, when I used to do all the kite competition and kite flying and all that, like I think I've mentioned that before. A lot of times, if the weather started changing, you could hear like almost like static on the kite lines.
Oh, God.
Kind of sound like bacon frying. It'd be like, it's like, yeah, time to roll everything in.
Oh, it's like, when you do the phone, the can with the string to make the phones, you're hearing like the vibration.
I'm like, let's send a key up on the line and pull a Ben Franklin. No.
Yeehaw. Oh, Craig said lightning struck several feet away from him, and the thunderclap made him go deaf for a couple hours.
Yeah. That's a pants changer moment.
I thought something similar, Debbie, at first. It's like, wait, let's think about this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wait, dental implant melted his teeth or not? It fried his teeth out? Wait, how's he getting dental implants?
Dang.
Oh, very fortunate. Wow, that is horrible.
Mm.
To spark
Big.
something really big, bada boom.
Well, apparently scientists have been scouring the internet for evidence of time travel. When all else fails, look for it on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Could a potential time traveler had inadvertently posted information about future events online? The question of whether or not time travel has ever or will be possible has long remained a topic of heated debate, with some arguing that it's possible to travel through time. We would have already seen some kind of evidence that time travelers from the future had been here. But what if we're simply not looking in the right place? Google that shit, man. There we go. Now I can read it. Recently, a team of physicists conducted an extensive search on the internet for evidence that someone from the future might have returned to the past and dropped hints about it online. In particular, they decided to search for specific, easily identifiable keywords concerning something that nobody before a certain date could have possibly referenced or known about. After much deliberation, they settled on Comet Ison, which was discovered in 2012, and Pope Francis, the name chosen by George Mario Bergoglio, when he became head of the Catholic Church. Histories of bright comets like Comet Ison and generally well kept by societies and journals around the world, indicating that the comet Ison might remain memorable well into the future, the team wrote. Conversely, there is little reason for anyone without prescient information to be referring to something as Comet Ison before 2012 of September. Therefore, discussions or mentions of the comet before 2012 were searched for as a potentially chunk of evidence of time travelers from the future. Sadly, despite their best efforts, researchers were ultimately unable to find a reference to either Comet Ison or Pope Francis before the relevant dates. You think? Of course,
He made the internet, dudes. We
I
put it
know.
together.
Exactly. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean that time travel is impossible. Time travelers from the future may simply be very careful about making such blunders. There could also be reasons why looking for such evidence online is a waste of time. I bet they got paid for it, though. It may physically be impossible for us to find such information, as that it would violate some yet unknown law of physics, the scientists concluded. But like I say, they probably got a grant and made a shitload of money to study that
They
nonsense.
probably did. Because logically, when the worldwide started and everybody has built this database to what it is. So it's like, so something would have to all of a sudden update it magically and put in all this magical information from the past. Like we made the net.
Yeah.
So it's not like old stuff could have still been hanging in there because that information would have been seen, like existing information before it
Yeah.
started getting added to. You kind of understand where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
They just have to go on TikTok. There's all the time travelers on TikTok.
Yeah.
So legitimate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where all the time travelers hang out at. It's TikTok.
They do.
tick to the talk, to the ticky ticky tock.
Haven't been on there in months.
Wow, this one's a weird one you got here.
I think some were too weird. That again,
I suck at finding articles. You're like, you pull up the weirdest shit ever.
and I have so much extra weird. I have levels of weird, and then there's the stuff I send you on the side. I'm like, I ain't putting this on. Let's check this put out, and that gets deleted off the timeline. Like after I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
Lots of levels of weird I come across.
Yeah.
But this one, controversial suicide pod dubbed the Tesla of euthanasia to be used for the first time. Looks like a little gas chamber. Remember the suicide roller coaster?
Yeah.
A suicide pod dubbed the Tesla of euthanasia will be used for the first time next week. And this came out July 17th, so maybe. Sargo, a 3D printed capsule, was unveiled at the Venice Design Festival in 2019 and reportedly offers a painless death within 10 minutes. It's a long time. Of entering with the push of a button. It works by flooding the chamber with nitrogen, which reduces oxygen levels so fast the person inside loses consciousness within the first minute. The person will then have a peaceful, even euphoric death within 10 minutes, according to the company's site. Huh. I don't know about that. I think it'd be like suffocating for 10 minutes till you die.
Yeah, really. You may be unconscious, but your brain is still like fighting to.
Yeah, and you're going to be gasping in there, and it's going
Change
to
my
be
mind. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Let me out. Let me out.
eyeballs probably popping out. I mean, you're sucking the nitrate. What's going to happen? No. The futuristic-looking contraption developed by a pro-euthanasia group is meant to reduce a person's dependence on doctors and suicide assistance. Oh, so they're thinking in the medical community and suicide assistance organizations. So they don't want to be a burden on the doctors and the suicide prevention organizations set up strictly to help you if you want to commit suicide. You can just unburden the world from yourself by having an alternative option to the existing legal methods. What legal methods are there right now? Oh, voluntary. There's more. Voluntary assisted suicide is legal in Switzerland, according to Metro. However, Article 115 of the Swiss Criminal Code states that assisting suicide is a crime done for selfish reasons. Whoever, from selfish motives, induces another person to commit suicide or aids him in it shall be confined in the penitentiary for not over 5 years, or the person provided that the suicide has either been completed or attempted, the code says. Authorities have suggested, so you don't want to help somebody out, be an accomplice. Authorities have suggested that the device should be banned and anyone using it to assist in someone else's death could face jail time. A letter from public prosecutor Peter Stitcher obtained by Swiss newspaper Blick noted that there could be serious consequences for operators of the machine. There's no reliable information about the method of killing, Stitcher told the outlet. It is completely unclear who has control over which mechanical process during the dying process. The pods are activated by a button, blink, gesture, or voice control. For those who cannot vocally communicate due to severe illness or mobility issues, the pod can be activated through eye movement. In order for the process to start, the individual is required to state their name, where they are, and confirm that they're aware of what will happen once the nitrogen begins to flow. The person also can choose a transparent pod window to see outside as the nitrogen flows. The euthanasia process is filmed, and that footage is handed over to a coroner. Sarco, short for sarcophagus, doubles as a coffin. That's what I was wondering. It is made of biodegradable materials. So you just get buried in that after? I don't know. The pod's inventor, Philip 76, he's been nicknamed Dr. Death. He's being accused of trying to glamorize the act of ending one's life. He's previously shared the pod can be transported anywhere in the world. It can be in an idyllic outdoor setting or on the premises of an assisted suicide organization, for example. So you can like go pop in on the beach, watch the waves, as the nitrogen fills.
Yeah, it looks like
you're supposed to be unconscious. What's that?
Looks like it's got a little screen in here. Like, what do you watch the Jetsons? Meet George Jetson.
That's probably the thing you have to look at and like do some eye code thing too.
Yeah. I don't know. Pretty weird. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if you had, like,
Oh, wait, there's one more piece. The 2022 review found that if the device experienced a malfunction, the technology would fail to put the individual in an unconscious state, leading to a painful death. So. What were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you like had some terminal illness, and, I don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I wouldn't want to just lay in a bed and take like months and months and months to die if I had some terminal illness and I couldn't, had no, reasonable state of life or fun, just laying there wasting away. I'd be like, fuck it, put me in the thing and hit the button.
If you're suffering, just like people can make the choice of other things, if you're suffering and you honestly can't stand it anymore, like so much pain that you cannot stand it and you're going to die and you just can't sit there waiting to die. And that's what somebody chooses to do. And it's done properly, and it's not like anybody can just go in and just fill out a paper, and do whatever just because they're having a bad day. And there has to be like probably time in between, signing up for it. Like you don't just go in and have it done right now.
Yeah.
But I think someone should have the right, if, I personally have my own feelings about cutting the process off, like whatever was meant for you, but you're not in everybody's shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it should be for just somebody that's like, screw this, I can't get a good job, I'm just going to kill myself, let me jump in that thing.
Or I don't want to be a burden to the suicide hotline.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're like, laying there and depending on, I don't want to be like stuck in a bed having somebody have to wipe my ass and all that shit. Fuck that.
Straw hanging out your mouth and drool.
Yeah, no. Kick me on to the next level.
Yeah, that's something personal for each, person.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hospice is, that's an option.
Hospice is a good option. I mean, or not. I mean, most of the time.
Yeah.
Something recent that wasn't great, but I'm not going to talk about that.
I still wonder about my dad. Like, my mom, you know, she got old and had dementia, and you know, it sucked because at one point, you know, she was like apologizing to me. She was like, "I'm sorry. I know I'm not myself, and I'm a pain in the butt, you know, and blah blah blah." But yeah, she just got to the point where she was just in a bed, and that just sucks, you know. She like just got to the point where, you know, she was just like in space somewhere. Pull the plug, chuck me down the drain if if I get to that point. I don't know. My dad, I often wondered about him though, because he was in hospice, like in a, a assisted living place, and then they moved him over to the hospice thing, and I don't know exactly what was wrong with him. I don't know if they ever really figured out exactly what was wrong with him, but I know when they started giving him pain pills, he like turned into somebody different, and then they started hitting him with the morphine and everything else, and I was just like wondering, like,
And they say, "Oh, but we're trained to know the looks on their faces, and we adjust it according to like certain muscle movements, or if they look like they're in pain." Like, I didn't like some of the answers I got as far as some of that went. How they like
yeah,
actually control it sometimes.
yeah, like when he first went over, like I say, he was in assisted living, and then they just shut. He was a dick in there. I mean, there's no doubt about that. You know, he was raising hell every day. And so, you know, I'm sure that some of the nurses were like, just give him some pills and knock his ass out because he's just a bad
Turn up
boss.
that, give them a double tap.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he was even like, once he got on them pain pills, man, he was arguing with me, and I got so pissed off. I just left, and I didn't talk to him for a week or so, and then I felt bad. But yeah, when they moved him over to the hospice wing, you know, I was asking the nurse, I was like, you know, what's the deal with it? It's like, you know, some days he's okay, other days he's out in left field, you know, is he going to get better? And she's like, honey, they don't get better when they move him here. This is the exit ramp. He's not going to get better. And I'm like, oh, really? At that point was kind of a bit of a shocker to me. Wasn't expecting that.
So the
And
meds was making him like angry.
yeah. Yeah. He was just like, yeah, he was mad at everybody. Yelling at my mom, yelling at me, yelling at the nurses. He turned into a piece of work there.
Some people are allergic to that stuff.
Yeah, so it wasn't good for him, but at the same time, like that addiction or whatever it is, you know, with pain pills and stuff, grabbed a hold of his ass because he was like, I want another pain pill.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he turned into quite the animal at sometimes. It was a trip. It was a trip. Like,
Yeah.
damn, who are you and what'd you do with my stepdad? I mean, he was always kind of a crabby ass, but yeah, it was like turned it up once he went in there. But you know, here's what I got left of them. A little bit of ashes in a vial. so he can be crabby and haunt me on my desk here. So this one's back in the news again.
I bet I know. Fingerprint?
No,
Is it the fingerprint?
well, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Did Jason do this one?
No, I almost did. I
Did he?
read it.
Yep, former prosecutor says alien bodies, alien jerky seemingly have non-human fingerprints. They're back again. These little turds will just not flush. It's the latest twist in a long-running saga surrounding alleged alien bodies found in Peru. A former prosecutor says that one of the mysterious mummified specimens appears to sport non-human fingertips. The remarkable remains initially made headlines last September when ufologist Jamie Musan revealed them to Mexico's Congress with the assertion that they were otherworldly beings. Since that time, the diminutive figures have been subject of considerable debate, studied by scientists and seemingly debunked by Peruvian officials. However, fresh revelations concerning their fingerprints have some arguing that the case might not be closed just yet. Former Colorado prosecutor Joshua McDowell reportedly studied one of the specimens and was astounded by what he found. Having looked at a plethora of fingerprints throughout his career, the present-day defense attorney marveled that those sported by the body were unlike anything he had ever seen. Specifically, he observed that they do not feature any typical patterns found in human fingerprints. Instead, the epidermal ridges I saw appeared to be mostly straight lines, calling this characteristic very odd. He mused that the specimen's fingerprints weren't consistent with human prints, which would seem to suggest that the being could very well be alien. That said, McDowell was not quite prepared to fully embrace the extraterrestrial hypothesis, as indicated that the curious characteristic could possibly have something to do with the way her skin was preserved. Presumably, further examination of the body or one of the other 6 similar specimens found to date would provide some clarity on the matter. Time will tell whether or not each study occurs, though one can safely assume that this is not the last time we'll hear of these mysterious mummified remains in some form or fashion. What do you make of this latest development in this very weird case?
They sure want to keep it going.
And I just realized I didn't have the picture up the whole time.
Oh, shoot. What
But
were we
yeah.
talking about? Oh, Arcella?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, we've got Drake in the house.
Yeah, these strange little mummies. They remind me of, that thing that's here in Florida that they always make the like the piranha fish with a monkey's head and all kind of weird stuff.
You missed what the guest said on Sunday. Okay, so he did a reading for Jason and I. And he was talking about like healing hands he saw in me and like that I had a connection with like Mother Earth, all this stuff. But then he said I had this, he kept referring to this being around me, this being around me. I'm thinking, what is this being, A fish head. Basically, it's some being with like a big fish head, with like a big mouth that like scoops out and like all this like weird stuff in it or something. So I'm picturing like this huge weird thing with a fish head, and I'm like, I don't, maybe it's something that's coming up, but
Oh.
I don't know what it is. So when you're saying that, I'm like picturing this big weird fish head being in.
It was like
to me.
it was like the couple. It reminds me, when you're talking about it, reminds me of the couple that were in Beetlejuice. Remember when they had the big mouths?
Yeah, is that what I'm trying to picture? Is that it? Because
Yeah.
I have a picture in my head.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice fish head couple.
They were kind of like birds or something, maybe. I don't know what
Oh,
they
yeah,
were.
these are birds.
That's what it was reminding me of, though. Fish heads.
Yeah.
Fish
Oh, but
heads.
when it had its mouth open,
Yeah.
because then she had like the little eyeballs.
Yeah.
Let me see. We'll say, oh, mystical being, half human, with a fish head, with a big mouth, with the universe spilling out of it. I should
Wow.
have just put that into the AI.
Yeah, exactly. Do a picture for you.
Okay, I'm gonna put this into the AI.
Yeah, I totally missed the show last week. Had to run out at the last minute, run some errands, and went to Walmart. And it was a colossal shit show in there. And then as I'm in there, I can hear the thunder just raging outside. And the lady's like, "Sonny, you're going to be swimming home when you leave here." Yeah. So then I had to stop and get ice. And I ran in the store right up the road from my house. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And I come back out, and my freaking gear shifter in my van is stuck in park. And it's like, will not come out of park. Hitting the brake. I'm doing everything, pushing the button, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it. And it's like not working. It's like, 15 minutes later, after screwing with that thing, I'm looking up on YouTube University, how to fix it in the parking lot. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not going to make it now. And then Darcy just hits it, just punches it forward, and boop, 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 works fine.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness. I'm sending these to you. What I just pull out real quick.
It's usually the way to fix things. Just hit it with a hammer.
Well, that's how it used to be, or give it a good pat, pat, pat. Like remember the TVs?
Yep.
You
Smack
just
it
knew
on.
exactly when like little soft, smack soft, like exactly when to hit it a little harder, when to slap it, when to kind of tap it.
Yeah.
They all had their little.
That's pretty freaky.
This is crazy. They all had their thing to it. The fish.
Yeah.
Like that one with the arms on it. See that? But that's kind of what I was picturing. That first one that has like weird things on its head, but it has to have a scoop mouth that almost sounds like a spoon, or like something of a pelican. Next time I'll change it to like a pelican scoop mouth. I'll get more involved.
Pelicans. Did I bring that up before? Did I mention pelicans on here before? Pelicans trip me out. Has anybody seen baby pelicans? You go to the beach, you go to the dock, you go wherever, you see pelicans. Yeah. Where are the baby pelicans?
In the mouth.
They're in the mouth of the big pelicans?
I think, doesn't the mom carry the babies in the mouth? I don't remember.
I have no idea. Never seen a baby pelican. I've seen pictures of them. They do exist, but I've never seen one in real life. And I live in a beach town, and there's pelicans all over.
Pelicans carry baby pelicans in the mouth. No, they don't. They're known to eat their own babies.
Well, then where do all the big pelicans come from? They got to be babies at one point. Or
why do you never see baby pelicans? It says when they fledge at 10 to 12 weeks, having grown their flight feathers, the chicks are already adult size, which is why you don't ever see a baby pelican. But they can be identified by their brown and white feathers instead of the black and white feathers of their parents.
Let's see. So they're just born and they're like, they just grow up real quick.
Yeah, they're born at 10 to 12 weeks and they've already have their flight feathers when they come out.
Dang.
And they're already adult size. So they come out straight already adults.
Wow.
at 10 to 12 weeks. So if they have the lighter color, then that's the babies, the darker color. Learn something
I'm
new
a
every
baby
day.
pelican. I'm just in disguise.
Yeah.
I'm only 6 months old, but I'm as big as my daddy. Weird. I guess that's why you never see baby pelicans.
Because
Learn
that's what
something every day.
I never
Baby
thought
pelicans
of
like, I'm standing right in front of you.
I never thought of it. I figured like they must like carry them around in like their mouth or something.
And I'm like, where are the little baby pelicans? There ain't none.
So, men, I guess
Wow.
you're supposed to make you nervous for some reason. Because scientists grow male genitals in a lab, and there fears that it can make men obsolete.
These nuts.
Jeez, nuts. Scientists have created tiny testicles in a lab, sparking fears it can make men redundant in the future. His name is not Gonen, almost like gonads.
Yep.
Dr. Knightson Goen, an Israeli scientist, has produced the genitals from cells extracted from mice. But, of course, it's a woman. But she said she hopes to be able to produce human versions within 5 years that could produce sperm. Oh God! And you know those sick fish that girl eats on TikTok?
Yeah.
She
Gooey clams.
smacks it. Yeah. Oh my God! You know what I'm thinking right now.
Tears
That's
into
why this would be obsolete.
Hmm.
Whew. Dr. Goen, who heads the sex determination laboratory at Bar in Israel, said her goal is not to make men redundant in terms of reproduction, just wants to help the global crisis in male fertility. Dr. Goen said people always ask me if the aim of my work one day is to get rid of men. No, definitely not. We need their chromosomes. We have to stick with them. The
In other
mama
words,
for
she's
in
moved
other
this.
words,
I don't like
wasn't
them.
if you didn't need the chromosomes.
Yeah.
The mom of four said her work will help those men who can't produce sperm and can't father a child rather than being used as a way to make babies without a man. So are they like these balls I have? Like,
They're those balls that you see like hanging on the back of pickup trucks. You have those out
yeah.
there? I was going to say, is that just the North Florida redneck thing?
No, we have them out here too. I have those brass balls that are in like the little Chinese box, you know, that you like
Oh,
put around your
yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
I just don't want to pull everything off right now. So what do you like? So how is it even how does that help men? You're just like, let me pull out my pocket balls and somehow use this to sperm you. Like, okay.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit more than just balls involved here.
Yeah, I know. The mom before said, okay, okay. Rather than be used as a way to make babies without a man, Dr. Goen used 5-day-old mice to produce a testicle organoid, a microscopic version of an organ. They added hormones and growth medium to try to replicate a testes environment, and they were speechless with the results. Remember the South Park with the microwave?
Mm-hmm.
The beanbag. In the future, Dr. Goen plans to produce the organoids using human samples. Her vision is to grow testy organoids from biopsies of children with cancer and hopefully grow fertile sperm in vitro.
Pocket balls.
What? Pocket balls. You can take them anywhere.
That's going to stick around for a while. Ooh, check out my pocket balls.
It's different to like playing pocket pool with your pocket balls.
Exactly.
It comes after warnings that, so she hopes to grow miniature testicles from a minuscule patch of skin taken from an infertile man in the next 5 years. It comes after warnings that the entire human race could be in danger if the quality of men's semen is not improved. Christopher Bear, a professor of reproductive medicine at Dundee University and a member of the World Health Organization's Board for Semen Analysis, said male fertility is in crisis, and unless we do something about the human race, is going to be a total mess. And we already know all the different reasons why, probably. Studies have found that between 1973 and 2018, sperm concentration fell by 1.2% a year, and after 2000, an alarming 2.6 a year. He added, not only is the sperm count dropping, that is, the total number of sperm per ejaculate, but so too is the sperm concentration, or the number of sperm per milliliter and the quality of sperm, like how well they can move. We used to say that in 99% of cases, if a couple were struggling to conceive, then it was usually due to a problem with the woman, but now we say it's likely due to the man. Professor says around 7% of men in the UK have fertility problems, although that looks certain to rise.
Oh, it's going to rise.
Will be. He added, male fertility is totally underappreciated and under-researched, and there's a genuine cause for concern. And I agree with that. I don't know if pocket balls is the answer. I'm still trying to figure out how you're actually getting the sperm out of the balls.
Are these pocket balls something that replace your worn out balls?
Whose sperm is it?
Yeah. Mouse sperm?
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So is this like just how they're going to package when you go to the bank, instead of giving you a cup and and I'm not being disrespectful to anybody who's done any of this. I don't know. Like, instead of a turkey baster and a vial, they're like, here, we're going to actually package it in like cute little balls.
Cute little wrinkly balls.
And then you have to extract it somehow with like a water weenie or something.
Water weenie.
Does it have little tabs, pull tabs, like the apple juice can that you pull off and then you like...
Yeah, I'm confused.
You just like squeeze it. This has a lot more. What if somebody... I don't know.
Yeah, are they balls and like come in a can, or are they balls that like you get these lab grown balls put on you, on you? I guess on you, not.
Like an operation, like they swap your balls out.
Maybe they swap your old used balls for brand new lab grown balls.
Oh, I didn't think about that. This is a part, like a refill pack is what this is. This isn't an actual device. This is a refill pack. I get it. So, like, I've been to quite the cattle, roundups where they do the, as we talked about, the bull testicles last week, and they just cut the slit, pop the ball out, cut it, spray it. So, but like, when they do the snip for the men, it's basically just cutting that tube and whatever, cauterizing it.
Yeah.
So would they have
all right, just as soon as I free will it.
Make a slice in your ball sack, like down the middle seam, and then like pop the two balls in like a breast implant, and you pop the old ones out and put the new ones in.
Ay.
Yeah, I got big balls. You've got big balls.
You've got lab grown balls.
Balls of them all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about lab grown genitals. And I mean, is there really that big a like problem with?
No, there is. Like, I think
Sure.
they didn't even have like a birth in like a month.
Because I mean, you know, like an 80-year-old man can get any girl pregnant, you know, whereas women get to a certain age and, you know, okay, my childbearing years are gone. But men
Well,
can
it
just keep,
depends if their sperm keeps, flowing right. You have to
yeah.
have like so many, I think like at least so many, like 70 million or something swimming.
Hmm.
Those are not appetizers. No. Thought about that too. Like you can't just leave that on like the table or in the refrigerator.
Hey, what's that in that little matchbox? Oh, that's my lab grown balls. Haven't got them put in yet.
You can't pass the robot test.
Hmm. Lab grown nuts. Well, I
Mhm.
talked about this one a couple of weeks ago. And now the time has come and gone, and they had their meeting, and they resulted in this was going to be the news that was going to shock the world, supposedly. AI chatbot balls. uh, Chatbot balls. Hey,
Kind of rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
chatbot balls. I know. It'd be a good name for a band.
Oh, I was gonna do that.
Who's playing tonight? Chatbot balls.
I actually had that, and I was going to use that one,
Aha.
and I didn't. And I'm glad you did now because this goes into, I think, those pieces that they spread around like 8 years ago. Remember
Yeah.
how they had some go to like Nevada or Las Vegas, and they had them in all those different
Would this be
holding
like
places?
the Element 15, or is this something different? I
I don't
don't know.
remember.
Yeah. Bob Lazar had some of that, but supposedly it got stolen, or did he hide it? Does he still have it? Who knows?
This is like from a newer one.
Yeah. Mutual UFO Network showed off mysterious material that's thought to be from an alien spacecraft. At the group's annual symposium in Irving, Texas earlier this month, Ron James, I thought it said Ron Jeremy for a minute, and Bob talking about nuts has got me thinking about Ron Jeremy for some reason. That's how my brain works, I guess. Weird. Bob Sparing offered a presentation concerning unknown material with peculiar properties. That could be in lab grown balls too. Small fragments of the material, which is said to be anonymously light to the point that its weight is insufficient even to bend a flower petal, were actually shown at the event for the first time. According to MUFON, the material had undergone concerted testing with NASA grade technology and was found to be around 90% undefinable. It's very, very light material, said Spearing. It almost looks porous, like it has pores. It has a tinge of gold to it, but it's basically a black material that seems to be some sort of composite. It's so light that it won't even bend a flower petal. The origins of the material are bizarre, to say the least. According to MUFON, an individual in Russia named Arkady had obtained the samples from the non-human entity who claimed that they were pieces of a crashed UFO. Secret meeting in Russia. Russian collusion. Tests conducted at the group's Missouri lab failed to find a match with any known metal. That either means A, it's not a metal, or B, it's a metal alloy that isn't recognized, or something in the periodic table. The signal was unique because they have looked up the standard peaks for most known metals and nothing matched it exactly. It appears to be some sort of lightweight insulation suited to conductive insulating or something needing heat protection, which could correspond to it being a piece of debris from some sort of craft. You can watch the MUFON presentation for yourself. It's on Coast to Coast AM. The link is. So I don't know. Could be piece of pencil lead, or could be part of a UFO, some space junk, part of a satellite. I don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is. Pick an answer.
And hearing that, like, is what makes me have the thought sometimes when they see, UFOs over just big, wide open areas of just desert or rock or mountain. I always think, I wonder if they're actually coming down to like harvest our minerals from like different places too, that they use mixed up with whatever they're getting up in space,
Yeah.
like our gold or,
Yeah. It's like, like you said, so many secrets. There's so many secrets in everything that surrounds us.
everything.
UFOs.
Things we think we know, we really don't.
We don't.
It's what we think or we made up to be, but it's not.
Yeah. And even like just the other day, watching that stupid Secret Service lady get grilled by everybody. God, they were tearing her a new ass. But they're asking her questions, what's the timeline? Well, I don't know the timeline on that. And it's like, well, you're the head, you said the ball drops here, or whatever she said. You're the one that has the answers, but yet you don't have any answers. You're just refusing to tell anybody the answers. You know the freaking answers. You just don't want to say the answers.
Exactly.
I liked when the guy was like, when do you perceive, whatever his name was, the shooter, a threat?
Yeah.
He's not a threat until after he pulls the trigger, because people see him on the roof. They're yelling, hey, I mean, you see the video, you see people yelling, like, and then they're like, I loved it when, I can't even remember who asked her, why did you let Mr. Trump on the stage if you knew there was a threat? I'm like, I know the answer to that. She's not going to say it, but I know the answer to that. It's obvious why they let him on the stage when they knew there was a guy on a roof with a gun. Duh.
And he was a threat the minute they saw he had a rangefinder and was scoping around the place ahead of time.
Yeah, she was like, the one I saw today, she was like, yeah, he's not a threat. A person's not a threat if they have a backpack. A person's not a threat if they have a rangefinder.
When they're allowed to leave and go back in with said backpack and it's not looked at.
And like, yeah, none of that shit made any sense. None of it.
At least Reagan's guy, and you saw how fast they worked to get on him. And that, was a much quicker, job than what we just saw. But he had enough like integrity to say, you know what, I still don't think that was done good enough. And so I'm going to step down.
Yeah.
And Nixon, he didn't have, he just waved, had to leave, go bye-bye, he left. Too many people just want to hang on, not caring about the consequence. Like, you don't get to make that mistake. See, we hired you to keep certain things. We pay you guys to keep us safe. and you guys use all that money to pay for your people to keep your people safe and all this stuff. So you don't get to make that mistake again. You failed. So now we want somebody better.
Miserably.
Go.
They failed, all right. They failed their plan.
It's like we should be able to fire these. Like if you suck at your job, then
Yeah.
we the people should be able to say we want someone better because we pay your salaries. You work for us.
Yeah. I know if I went into work and had like just epic failure like that, it'd be like, pack your shit, get out. You're done. You know?
Yeah, you don't get
There
to
wouldn't
make
be
that
no
choice.
we're gonna suggest you resign. No, they'd be like, they'd fire my
No,
ass. They'd
no,
fire me and I would get no
no
compensation.
unemployment, no severance.
I'm still trying to figure out on her salary. Then she's been there for what, 25, 27 years or something like that. I don't know how many years, may be wrong on that. How she got, she's like, her net worth is like 25 million or something. It's like, how do you make that much money when you're on a set salary? The math doesn't add up.
Math ain't math. And John, I thought the same when I heard it. I was almost thinking someone said 22. I'm like, no, I thought it almost sounded like a silencer, which I still haven't heard. Like, is that a silencer or like a small round? But then when they said, and the way it hit, but when they said then it was a 223 round, and from what he described how loud, because I'm like, okay, it'd have to be a big round for him. Like if it was, it could blow his eardrums and all that. But
Yeah.
I thought, it could take a bigger chunk maybe out. But if it just grazed a certain tip, but still, don't you think it should have been louder?
Maybe, I don't know, like 150 yards away or 432 feet, whatever it was away. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, damn, that should sound like a 22.
Yeah. So
But
I assumed it was a silencer and we were just hearing the silence because that sounds like a 22.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know if I was Trump, I'd be nervous as hell going anywhere. He still goes out there like he don't give a damn, though.
I wonder what he thinks though of like everybody wearing the freaking band-aids on their ears. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Like you being there showing support. Like you're filling the whole like cult like don't all put on the band-aid just to show support. If you are like, put on an American flag or something, just
Yeah.
I don't know.
People are weird.
Yeah, people are weird. Because I seen one put on. I'm like,
that thing that Jason showed, the guy that predicted that.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's pretty weird. He's predicted some other shit that didn't come true, whatever. But that was pretty. That was pretty to the point. That was pretty detailed. And then to have it actually. I mean, I don't know. You hear all kinds of things, but I don't know, man. If that was legit, I mean, my opinion, there's no way in hell that kid acted by himself. No, he had help from somewhere.
I thought for sure there was, yeah.
I don't know,
He didn't mastermind all this.
No, he didn't. He didn't put all that together, and he didn't outsmart all the Secret Service.
No.
And he didn't get to be able to fly a drone there a day or two before the event. You just don't do shit like that. You just don't, unless they let you. But
or they're trying to show you like what you're going to be working with.
But if that's a legit shooter on the roof that shot at Trump, and the only thing that saved him from getting his brains plastered across the stage was he turned his head.
Just turned his head to look at a chart.
Kind of makes you think. Is like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Makes you wonder. Like, somebody was
Like,
definitely looking out for him.
too. Yeah, and you gotta let the movie play out. You gotta let and that's kind of how it was, like a vision I kept having in my head, kind of like from Just Look Up. You know, when they show like the rally of the Trump people, you know, for a minute, like they show the MAGA hats or Don't Look Up, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, that's like the scene that's supposed to represent that. Like in my head, I would picture him though getting, you know, because like some crazy, they're dressing up like a supporter and then doing something crazy or a hit being put out. It's
Yeah, I wouldn't think that he's immortal, but when shit like that happens, it's like, man, he might supposed to be here for some reason, because, you know, if you can miss a bullet within a quarter inch of pasting your noodles everywhere.
And we are in a spiritual war. We have that going on also. Like there really is good against evil going on. And it's just kind of like when you're seeing somebody keep getting kicked when they're down and kicked, whether you like them or not, like if it's anybody being kicked when they're down, I can't stand the F out of dude that just got out. But I don't want to see him, you know, blundering on stage and letting his family let him deteriorate in front of our face. Yes.
Did you? What was he talking about when he was like, and the winter apparel?
I know. I'm like, wait, winter of death,
like,
winter apparel.
I'm like, what? The fuck is he talking about now?
I don't know.
If you look at that speech too, if you're looking at the TV, you look over his right shoulder in the window, you can see the teleprompter reflection in the window moving. I'm like, damn, they're not even going to take the reflection out of the window.
And then you could see him like kept snarling his teeth, like he'd do that toothy thing where his ears actually point up, like they get pointing. It's like, how does he do that? They had the body language person come on after. But like, I feel bad, you know, I still do feel like what they did, even though he's a crook, what they did to him was disgusting. The whole thing is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, the Simpsons, man. I don't know what the deal is with the Simpsons. But yeah, as far as predicting shit, man, the Simpsons, that's just weird on a whole nother level.
Did you ever read about who were their writers and everybody have come from, though? Like their backgrounds?
No.
Each person has some sort of like involvement in like knowing about certain things. So it's kind of like a collaboration of people that kind of are putting out there what they could see happening. Cause like, it's like you can see it coming, and they put it, because they're all so smart and have these backgrounds, they put it together into the episodes. So rather than predicting it, it's kind of like telling you what you should see is happening, but people aren't seeing it. So they put it into entertainment to get people to think. Kind of like, you know, South Park does, but they don't predict the stuff. They just talk about it after it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, I can agree with finding common ground. Like when I was a kid, I can't remember exactly who it was that got elected as a president. You know, my family was primarily, you know, all Republicans. And I remember laying on the floor watching a presidential election, you know, and I can't remember what president it was, but I was a little kid, and a Democratic president won, and I was like, ah, crap, you know, and I was bitching, and my grandfather was like, well, no, he goes, That's not who I voted for, but that's who the people have elected. And we're just going to all find common ground and we're going to figure things. That's the way it used to be. Even
Well,
though
that's
there's
how it's
been
supposed to
shady
be. The two.
shit, yeah, even though there's been shady shit going on for years and years behind the scenes, but for the general
We're
public,
still one country.
that's the way it was, and that's changed dramatically now. There's like a lot of division, which sucks, but I don't know.
Besides that, yeah, I wish the fighting would just stop. It gets nobody anywhere. Well, are you? Wait, yeah, you just
Yeah,
did.
I'm done.
Okay, I have two more. I'm just gonna quickly. One of them is they found dark oxygen discovery on the Pacific Ocean floor, which can rewrite the origins of life. Um, so it's trippy. I'll put this in the comments of it. The other one is the Curiosity cracks open a rock on Mars and found a huge surprise, which are sulfur deposits. It's fairly common on Mars, but it's the first time it's been found in its pure elemental form. Somehow the sulfur might be abundant in some places, and finding a field of stones made of pure sulfur is like finding an oasis in the desert. It shouldn't be there now, so we have to explain it. So that's like a pretty big discovery there. And I'll put that in the comments link of the video also. Because Rob, I think, has. Do you?
A video?
Uh-huh.
But of course.
Well, good. I'd like to make sure we get to that. They sure did, John.
All right, here's this week's Daggone Crystal of the Week video. This week's Crystal of the Week is Uvite. Uvite is an uncommon calcium, magnesium, iron, aluminum borosilicate mineral and a member of the tourmaline family. It crystallizes in the form of striated prismatic crystals as well as small needle-like clusters. Most often, this mineral is found in a dark brown reddish color, but can also be seen in green, black, red, and even colorless. Uvite was first discovered in 1929 by W. Kuntz. He named this newly found mineral after the location of his discovery, Uva, Sri Lanka. There is some debate in the geology world as to if it really was the first discovery of Uvite due to its close similarities to brown tourmaline. To make matters worse, these minerals commonly grow together and sometimes aren't even distinguishable by a collector's eye. Uvite can be found in Sri Lanka, Myanmar and USA, Brazil, and Slovakia. There is often confusion as to the difference between Uvite and the mineral fluorite. Fluorite is a form of Uvite where some of its hydroxyl is replaced with fluorine. This variety was not classified as being its own mineral until 2010 when the International Mineralogical Association decided to change it. With all that aside, some of the meanings of pure Uvite. Uvite activates and unlocks one's solar plexus chakra, and it's the perfect tool for anyone seeking self-confidence, empowerment, positivity, and fortitude. This mineral pushes you to look internally at yourself and the inner strength you possess. By looking within and reminding yourself of who you truly are, one will be able to look at all they've been through. Seeing where you have come from and where you are at now will help push one's drive and focus you into new goals and ideas. These ideas can help bring one happiness and joy again, resulting in restored confidence in oneself and their capabilities. This can cause a chain reaction and truly push one on a path towards altruism. One will become empowered with positivity and enlightenment that soon may radiate onto others who find themselves around you. We recommend meditating with this stone daily and letting it serve as a reminder to push yourself forward and continue your growth. Set an intention into your piece of Uvite and focus on that intention during deep meditative sessions. Allow yourself to manifest the possibilities you want in your life and begin to translate these ideas into reality. This process may be long and tiresome at points, but it's important that one has their head looking towards the end goal. Uvite will help raise one's fortitude and provide you with a sense of focus and determination one has yet to experience before. There you go. That's a little bit about this week's Crystal of the Week, Uvite. Thanks for watching. Bada bing.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Do you have any of that?
I do not have any of that. I thought I did, but I don't. I might have had some of that, but I don't think I do anymore. Yeah, I got to go by the old crystal shop.
I didn't get to order anything this month.
I think I got a rock meeting next Thursday, maybe. That's the first.
I had another cat emergency room fiasco. $465 later.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first
is the first. Better.
Is he doing better?
Yeah, sleeping under the bed, but I'm done with his round of medicine, so now I just have to give the thyroid medicine twice a day. For a while, I'm having to do all these different every day I set everything out. I'm getting all their different medicines already. He's doing better. And the next ones I don't really have to bring a cat in, but I still have to pay back a loan for the last time. So but I love them.
Yep.
I might still be able to get some sort of a rock. I was looking at a few different ones. Oh, I was wanting one of those Vivian ones is what it was. And then
Vivianite, yeah.
Yeah. And then I wanted a better piece than just getting a small, want to start, I wanted a more specific piece. So I was gonna wait till I could actually, put 35 or $40 down for a good piece.
Yeah.
Just settling on a little one, saying, okay, just to have it, and then I'll get a good one down the line. Anybody else here get any good rocks lately? Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, no fun. And then we have a friend here. I don't want to call them out in case they don't want people to know, but the same day I was doing all that, one of our chat friends was having to say goodbye to their fur baby, and I didn't find that out till the end of the day. They sent me their prayers and well wishes and everything, and then it was one of those things that made my heart just feel like hurt. Like I was so happy that I got good news for him, but then, knowing what her day was like.
Yeah.
Because we all do love our babies so much. Even when it comes down to choosing between gas and food, or food for me, food for them, it's like,
Yep.
sure they're taken care of first and I'll figure myself out. He was like suffering, man. I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, sucks. One of my dogs, man, she's just getting old, and this week's been rough with her.
It's like you just keep watching till they're so lethargic and it hurts. Like, and that's the thing was I didn't know because he had an infection. It hurt to touch, and like so every little movement on the bed, he'd cry, and his eyes, he getting through that night was so hard, and I was so scared. But he did see him suffering, not knowing what was going on. Thought he can't keep going on like this. I didn't know if I'd even be able to bring him home.
Yeah.
But I told him what I thought it was. They kept telling me, "Oh, we see several things that it could be." Yeah, but I think this is what happened. Well, while you're focused on that, blah blah blah. Well, guess what it turned out to be? What I suggested from the beginning.
Yep.
Ooh, what's that?
It's a piece of you,
Is that a
bite.
piece of it? How big is that?
I don't know. Where's the description? Learn more about this item. It is.
Oh, it doesn't have the scroll. Yeah, it has scroll through pictures
Yeah.
on the sides. See if they show like a size comparison, perhaps.
It's not very big.
No, that's a little one for $45.
16.2 millimeters by 9.2 by 5.1.
And those are those little plastic boxes.
Yeah, you can see the finger
Mhm.
right there.
Never know, you might come across a cool piece at one of your rock shows or something sometime, though.
Yeah, like I was saying, I got a meeting on the 1st. So, cool.
That's where it's like at least you learn about it. So when you do run into it, you go, "Oh wait, I heard about that, and I looked it up, and that's a damn good price for it."
Yeah.
Battery saver. My battery is plugged. I guess it wasn't.
Yep. Yeah, my pets, I've gone days without eating, but the animals don't. God, that's what woke me up this morning, matter of fact. Been getting up every morning at like 5 o'clock, and yeah. I'm like, I'm going to sleep in this morning. Oh, no, I didn't sleep in that long. My dog's standing at the bedroom door. Bark, 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 bark. It's time to go out, and it's time to have breakfast.
Oh, guess what happened to me in my
So-
sleep? Speaking of cats that want something in the morning. Okay, remember last time I told you when after the jail, Preston Castle, whatever, the cat got spooked out of nowhere, jumped off the dresser, and jumped on my face and like scratched my eyeball?
Yeah.
Well, little Love was just sleeping behind me the other night, behind my head. and he likes to swing his paw up. He swings them front paws because that's what he can use to pull the curtain back. Well, as I pull my hand back to like move it because he's pulling so much tension, the little wall molly thing is like starting to pull out of the sheetrock, and it's like stripping. So it's like, God damn it, you're gonna pull the whole thing down. So I put my hand up as he swats down. I saw all 3 claws grip my eyeball.
Holy.
I said, put my hand on my thing. I had a scratch under this eye. I have a scratch up here. I was holding my eye. It hurt. I'm like, okay, I have to look and see. Can I see? Okay, real fast. Okay, I don't think I'm blind. I don't see like a big spot over my eye. Then I had to go look in the mirror, like really fast. Look real fast and cover my eye. Woke up in the morning, man. I had the washcloth. So, almost got my eye gouged out last night because this tapestry was down. Bootsy couldn't just jump up to the windowsill. She had to go one in, one out. She goes to jump up this way. As I'm putting my foot up, I accidentally kicked the cat. She gets pissed, jumps up there again, runs through it, runs down, jumps on my face, rips this part of my head open.
Gee.
I'm like, wow, holding my face shut. Then all this blood. So I pull paper towel in bed, hold it, wake up in the morning, and I'm like, what's all that dry blood? Oh, yeah, all this dry blood on my face. I'm getting fucked up in my sleep, man.
Wow. Dangerous cats.
Yeah, like, seriously, I'm just sleeping and I'm getting cut up.
Yeah, that's a nice chunk. It's only $7,500.
Huge chunk.
$7,500.
No way.
Great googly moogly.
I have a piece of smoky quartz that I polish that's like kind of that size.
No doubt.
Where
Well, I reckon it's that time.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna end up with some weird cat
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 scratch
disease
fever.
or cat scratch fever or something.
Ted sang about it.
hmm
Uh,
I'm gonna start like, or what freaks me out because not only that, I keep locking it weird. The mosquitoes all of a sudden are like all over the place. So either I'm gonna get bit by some weird crazy crossbreeding mosquito, or some animal to they got bit by a flea and passed it on. I'm gonna get some sort of bubonic plague.
oh,
Or a nasty eye infection.
yeah.
But I love them.
I have a random. I go out on my front porch. I just cleaned it all off the other day. And I was out there working today, building a new aquarium stand. And there's a random big turd on my front porch. I don't know what it's from. The Jehovah's Witness guy was on my front porch this morning.
No.
I think he took a dump. So
No.
I don't know what it is.
Was
Just
it
a
human size?
No, not quite. No. I'm thinking maybe like a raccoon or
Okay.
something.
Well, they crap berries and stuff a lot too, don't they?
Yeah, this is
Mine
like a
do.
big turd, mystery turd on my front porch. Should
My
write a song.
raccoon shit like diarrhea berries.
No, this is a definite long turd.
Maybe it was a skinny kid.
Could be. Shook one out of his pants leg on my front porch. Yeah, I do like my security system because, this morning I'm sitting here and sitting on the couch and I was eating my first meal of the day. And I hear this ding, ding. Look on my phone and there's the Jehovah's Witness guy standing out there. And it's funny because he's been here like, I don't know, 10 times or more now, and I never answer the door on him anymore.
That's why
And he's standing out there. Yeah, he could have found a turd and put it on my porch for not answering there, because he's like, he looks right in my security camera like, I know you're in there. I know you're looking at me.
That's weird you say that, because the other day I was walking 2 weeks ago and I could see this group of kids on bikes, and I'm like, is that I haven't seen them in a long time, a group of Mormons or Jehovah? Like, I wasn't sure, but they had bikes in the white, shirts on, like the mission clothes,
Yeah.
in the beige pants. And then I just seen like a group not too far away. I thought, they must be coming around again, because I haven't seen that in like years.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I always think, man, the security system costs money every month, but days like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, makes it worth it.
Well, then couldn't you have seen who put this shit on your porch?
Maybe I'll go back and look. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and see if my camera caught something taking a dump on my front porch. I wonder if it's listed under events.
Now I want to know.
I know. I'm like, damn, wild animal, why are you coming on and taking a dump on my front porch? It's like,
Oh my gosh. So at my mom's work, okay, there's these people. I'm not going to say where she works. At her work, there's a dumpster out there. And the person who's seen this didn't ask enough questions. They start hearing this noise, this broken bottles, all this stuff crawling around in there. And there's been like people parking back there, living in this RVs and all this stuff, like kind of in the area. Okay, long story short, he thinks the raccoon, opens it. There's a bloodied woman in there, scratching along the dumpster and all these broken bottles and stuff. And so they get her out. But so, like, she hears there's a bloody person in this dumpster, but nobody asks, like, why? Like, why was she bloody? Like, did somebody like think she was dead and threw her in there, and then she woke up and she's like, oh crap, and she's like crawling around like trying to get out? Was she on drugs and she's naked in the dumpster? Like,
wow.
How do you lead with that story? We just found a naked chick in the dumpster out back, cut up with glass, and we'll leave it at that. So I've been dying to know the rest of that.
Wow. Yeah, I don't usually find naked girls in the dumpster.
No. And in Livermore? I mean, even it's the outskirts, but still.
What was that you posted the other night that was going on in Livermore? Like shooting people?
Oh, the shootout, yeah. Down on Rincon. The two cars just were shooting at each other down the street.
Damn.
Stuff used to be so spread out here too. Like, we get things here and there, but it was like totally spread out. Now it's constantly people from out of town being pulled over with guns and drugs all the time. Lots of gunshots. Like the other night, I kept screenshotting every time I heard gunshots. I screenshot the time just in case I'm asked. And then like 6 minutes later, I hear the sirens running to it. It's getting different.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm a lot more careful and different how I move on my walks at night now.
Yeah.
Because those just drive. Oh, I was watching the other day. I was like walking by the park. It was before 4th of July, around there. These guys drive by the park, stick their hand out the window, shoot fireworks just right out the window. So they're driving down the street, Roman candle. Yeah, could have been a streetwalker. It was just a weird spot for business. And why she all cut up, there was like nothing else in there, which made me feel like someone dumped her, thinking she was dead, and she woke up in the dark, freaking out, breaking bottles. Like, what the hell? Where am I? What's that?
That's
Oh, the camera. Is he taking a shit?
no.
Oh,
Looking in my camera though, like I know you're in there.
our old landlord used to do that. I'd be in the house hiding, telling him I'm changing for a family thing, so blah blah blah. And he'd go up to the cameras and just stare, and I'd be watching him on the monitor, and he'd just be staring.
He's like looking at the front door, and then he looks right at the camera. He's like,
It's like, I know you're in there.
"See you in there. I can tell your soul's in there." Gets Clue, man. I ain't answered the door in like the last 10 times you've been here.
Well, I told you I used to have a note that some thought was kind of rude. I thought it gets to the point and saves me having to get up and be a bitch. Was no soliciting, no Mormons, no Jehovah's Witnesses, no door knockers. Basically, if I don't know you're coming and you're not invited, don't expect me to answer the door because I'm not going to.
Yep.
Like, just because you knock doesn't mean I have to go answer the door.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't like anybody coming by my house unless they tell me they're coming by.
Yeah. And it's cool with certain people, but it's like, don't think just because you're knocking on my door, I have to open it. Just because you call, I don't have to answer it.
Exactly. And I ain't gonna.
And I ain't gonna. I do what I want. Oh, we just missed 11:11, but still say prayer. Oh, wish. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Get off
Yeah,
my
I can
lawn.
talk through my cameras too. That's what I should have said. I should have talked to him. Hello, this is AI Rob. How are you today?
You can pre-program, right?
Yeah. Do you have a small pamphlet you would like to leave me? I'm going to have to fuck with him next
That's
time.
what I said. If you have something to leave, I even had a basket next to it with a piece of paper, with like a paper pad and a pen. They could leave a note or stick your pamphlet underneath it. I'll take your pamphlets. Yeah. I had a little table with that set up. I forgot. Can you program it?
I probably could. I could do all kinds of things with this crazy system.
Is it a ring or is it a Nest?
It's by Vivint. It's a security company that I've never heard of. They came one day late. We just got home from, I don't know, we were out shark tooth hunting or something. I don't know where. We'd been gone all day and we're like delirious. Came home, and this young like whippersnapper salesman was at the door talking about a security system, and I'm like, yeah, we thought about getting one, and blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, we're like, oh, okay, we'll get one. And I figured, it was like 7:00 in the evening, and I figured, I'll just tell him I changed my mind. And he's like, all right, we'll have a technician. He's in the area. He'll be here in less than 20 minutes to install it for you. Dude was here till 11:00 that night. Huh?
But you know what? That's how the door knockers do. But they always say, and like, Jeff doing his stuff, you always say most people don't get their security till after something happens.
Yeah. That's what
it is best. It's like an insurance. It's best just to get it before something happens, especially right now.
Yeah. It's a good peace of mind for me because I've been saying that. I've been saying we should get a security system. We should get a security system, and then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it after I have a problem, Oh, we got to get one now because we just lost our ass. But yeah,
And so it's not just the doorbell. You actually have like a
I got
like
cameras
glass.
on the front, cameras on the back. Yeah, got the alarm. The whole
The
9
door,
yards.
the chime, like when they open the door.
Yep. Hmm.
Cool.
Your front door has opened. Your garage
Mm-hmm.
door is open. Yeah.
Living room window ajar.
Yep. Grab your gun.
Correct.
Shoot an intruder. Uh, all right. Well, we're just kind of rambling at this point. So
Yeah.
I suppose we're going to go home now. I'm tired. I think I'll go to bed.
Well, we're not going to shoot at nobody, siesta. And I would open the door for you. We just don't answer the door. We're not going to shoot at someone. You guys are all welcome. We're talking about, you know what we're talking about.
Yep. Yeah, I had a friend that was telling me, I was in town the other day. I almost just came by your house to surprise you. And I'm thinking, cool. And I'm thinking in my head, I probably wouldn't have answered the door unless I looked on the camera and saw who it was. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Would have had to physically look at it.
when the motion detector on my front porch goes off, I hear the noise, and that's the first thing I do. Do I want to answer it or do I not want to answer it? Some crazy ass salesman. Hi, we want to put solar on your house completely for free. Brother, there ain't shit for completely free. Where's the catch?
And you need to have sun for solar.
Yeah. Yeah, the last company that wanted to do it, they're like, oh, yeah, you buy the equipment. It's a 30-year loan. I'm like, dude, I'm 60 now. What am I going to be paying this shit off when I'm 90 years old? If I even make it past, another 10 years.
And then when do the benefits start racking up?
Yeah, exactly. Like these solar panels that I buy today are still going to be working 30 years from now. Yeah, right. Be lucky if I get 5 years out of them.
Newsom wants to put them up and down all of our canals in California. How ridiculous is that?
And where does what powers all those things? Solar? It all gets traced back to a generator somewhere. But who knows?
Well, when they're cutting the sun, for the dimming project, it's like kind of hard to really get your solar all the way full.
Yeah, Debbie did live stream her surprise visit to me.
We are invaded by Germans right now. I'm doing kite surfing.
That was funny. I was playing a gig down at JT's and I'm like, just got done playing and I'm up on the stage and I look up and I'm like, that girl looks familiar. Then I did a double take. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, that was the first time I met Debbie in person, and I thought she was literally going to knock some drunk dude's teeth out that night. Remember that guy, Debbie? I was getting ready to say something to him, and then Debbie took over. I'm like, damn, this girl can take care of herself. I just see that plainly right now.
She's got it. She's got it covered.
What'd you tell him? If you stick your finger on my plate one more time, I'm going to break your finger. Something like that, she told him. Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing a gig not this Friday, the following Friday. And my guitar player is having some health issues, so I got another guitar player sitting in for him that's my cousin, actually. And known him since I was 8 years old and never played music with him until last weekend. And it was a hoot. He's going to be playing the next couple of gigs with us. Who knows? Might be our new guitar player. I hate to say. But anyways, we're out of here now that it's way past 2 a.m. in the morning for me and for Debbie. Jamie's like back in time still. Time traveler right here.
Yeah, it's still 11:21. I'm getting ready to go on my walk in nature.
Be careful out there in the wilds of California.
I know the crazy crime riddled town of Livermore, the old historic town of Livermore,
Mm-hmm.
Yuppieville, USA.
Where they were shooting at each other the other day.
Yeah, well, they're driving over the. Oh, and then Dublin Freeway right out here. There's a shootout like out of the free. We're having quite a bit of freeway shootings.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, cool. Catch y'all later. Thanks as always for being here. Love all y'all's. Have a good rest of the week. And we'll see you on the next one. Good night.
Good night.